everybody, welcome to Tuesday's maths learning. So today it is the 9th of February and I'm going to begin by just saying well done to these children who sent me some photographs yesterday of their maths learning. So at the top we've got Ryan, and we can see there that Ryan has got his laptop and he's watching his video with me. So well done Ryan, and he's using some objects from his home to help him to share and to group. So that's brilliant Ryan, well done for listening to my instruction. And Fern is doing the same with her pasta, and I had a lovely video from you Fern and Mummy sharing them and grouping them, and that was lovely to see. And well done to William as well. Now William, you used your cars, which was brilliant because I love to see children at home using lots of different objects. And William was sharing his cars for him and Mummy, and he shared them into equal groups. So that was some super learning. And Liv, you used your 2 pences again, which is brilliant. And you shared your coins for me and Miss Richards, so thank you Liv. And Ben, I think there you're using Play-Doh lids, I think. And I can see that your brother's working hard as well. And you were sharing between you and Luke, and you had 4 each, didn't you? You shared 8 into 2 groups and you had 4 each. And you've got a thumbs up there, so well done to you Ben, and a thumbs up to everybody else, and also to all those children who haven't made it on my board today but might make it on there tomorrow. So keep up your good work at home. Don't forget to ask your grown-up to take a photograph or a video of your learning, and then you might be on my star of the week tomorrow or the next day, okay? Lots of well dones to be given out, so make sure you're sharing your learning and your maths. So well done. Now, moving on then, if you have got the reception work booklet for maths, this is your warm-up today. And we are going to be thinking about missing numbers on our number line. And I've got a number line here that goes all the way to 20. So if you've got a number line at home, I'd like you to get it for me now. And if you haven't got one, you can use your 100 square, and we're looking at numbers to 20. And if you haven't got your 100 square anymore, have a go writing and drawing your own number line, okay? So it needs to start at 0 and it needs to finish at 20, and you've got to find the missing numbers. So we've got to count, and then we've got to write the missing number. So you can either write me down the numbers that are missing, or you can have a video and send it in to me so I know you know which ones aren't there, or you can have a go at writing them in the boxes if you draw it at home. So 0, 1, what's missing there? 2. So pop number 2 on your number line. Then keep on counting. 3, 4, 5. And what comes after 5? 6. Good job. 7, 8, 9. And then carry on. So you need to fill in the missing numbers. Get your brains going thinking about numbers to 20. Okay? So once you've done that, take a photograph or a video and email it to me so I can see how you got on. Now then, moving on to our new learning today. Now we're going on to something else, something new today. And our learning question is, can I begin to solve measuring problems? Now that's a new word. Measuring, I'm going to underline it so we don't forget. And I've got a picture of a ruler and a picture of a tape measure. Well done if you said those correctly. So what can you see? And what do we use these objects for? Have a little think about it and have a little chat to somebody at home. Tell somebody at home what you might use a ruler for. And if you've got a tape measure in your house, maybe you could ask your grown-up at home to go and get it so you can have a look at it and ask them what you use it for. Okay, have a little think, and we're going to see today what we can do with our measuring. Now, there are other ways that we can measure. So if we're measuring something at home, we might use a ruler or we might use a tape measure to see how long something is. If you are having a new television in your house, you have to measure the space to see if you can fit your television in there, okay? And you have to measure your feet if you want new shoes. So we have to measure lots of different things, and depending on what it is, we have to use different objects and different tools to help us find it out. So we're going to think about how we can measure by using our maths paper, okay? Or if you've got any blocks at home, or if you've got any coins or any objects that you would like to use, we're going to use them to help us to measure things, okay? So our question today is, which pencil is the longest? So the longest means which one has the most, which one is the biggest. It's another word for bigger and the most, okay? So I've got 3 different pictures. Which one do you think is the longest? And now we can use our eyes to look at them and we can solve the problem by saying that one's definitely the biggest, that one's definitely the longest, because it comes the furthest out. But we need to measure it, okay? And I'm not going to use a ruler, I'm going to measure it by seeing how many squares long it is. So all that means is I'm going to colour in underneath how many squares it is. Just like that. So how many squares have I coloured in? 1, 2, 3. So this pencil is 3 squares long. Let's do it again for this one underneath. I'm going to colour in that square. You could do this at home. You could find a pencil or a crayon or a felt tip pen. Try and find ones that are different sizes and then use an object at home to measure it with, okay? How many squares long is this pencil? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to put number 4 there. So I know now that this pencil is longer than that one because it's got more squares underneath. And then we're going to check this one at the bottom. Now I think this one is going to be bigger. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that pencil is 6 squares long. So I'm going to put my number 6 at the end there. Now we thought that the bottom pencil was going to be the longest, didn't we, at the beginning? Because we could tell with our eyes. But now we've measured them with the squares, okay? So this pencil is the longest. So which pencil is the shortest? Which one is the shortest? Well done if you said this pencil here, because it has got less squares underneath, hasn't it? So have a little play around at home with objects in your house and measure how long they are. Send me a video or a photograph and let me know what you chose to use to measure. If you've got a ruler, you could have a go looking at the number, but we're just thinking about measuring using our paper today and using other objects. So we can also measure things by how tall they are. So something that might be good at home is if you stand next to your brother or your sister, or your mum or your dad, your nana, whoever's at home with you, and stand by each other and see who is the tallest. And if you're the tallest, that means you are higher up, okay? So if you've got somebody who's younger than you, they are going to be shorter than you. So they would be the shortest and you would be the tallest. But if you've got a grown up, they will be taller than you. So have a little go at home at seeing who is the tallest and who is the shortest, okay? But we're going to have a little look at these pictures today and we're going to do the same again. How many squares tall is each giraffe? So which one's the tallest? Well done if you said this one, and this one is the shortest, okay? It's a little bit like big and small, tall and short, but we can check. So I'm going to colour in next to this one. 1, 2, 3. So this giraffe here is 3 squares tall. It's another way to measure the giraffe. So now I'm going to measure this one. Do we think he's going to be taller? I think so. So I'm going to colour in the squares next to him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That giraffe has got 6 squares. So he is definitely taller, isn't he? Because he's got more squares coloured next to him. Now, if you've got some play toys at home, you might have some little animals or you might have some cars, and if you get them all out and put them next to each other, you could see how long they are. And then if you've got some blocks, you could build some towers and see how many blocks high they are. Show me a tall tower and show me a short tower, okay? Have lots of play at home and see if you can investigate different ways to measure the height of something and the length of something, okay? Well done. Don't forget to take me a photograph and a video if you can, if you're doing your learning. Now for your activity today, alongside that, you need page 22 in your workbook, and we're doing question 1 and question 2 if you've got the reception book. Now I'm just going to show you underneath the visualiser what page that looks like, just to make sure that we're on the right one. And it's this one here. So it's the page that says measuring at the top and the length of things. And you've got 1, 2 questions to do today, and you've got to think about the length of these lines, which one is the shortest, which one is the longest. Then you've got to look at these buildings here, which one is the tallest, which one is the shortest. And then at the bottom, you've got to have a go at doing some measuring yourself. You've got 3 crayons, and you've got to count the squares underneath, like we have done on the board, and write the number of how long they are, okay? So you've got lots of measuring to be doing today if you've got the reception workbook. And you can actually have lots of fun with measuring, so I can't wait to see what you get up to. Well done. So if you've got the reception booklet, you can pause the video now and get on with your learning. And if you've got the Year 1 booklet and you've watched the video, we're now going to move on to your activity today. Okay, so well done to all of those children who did the times table challenge yesterday. Chase, you had a fantastic go at spotting my mistakes. And I was very impressed with you, Fern, as well. Well done. So keep them coming in so I can see how well you're doing. Ryan, you were another one. Well done. So today I'm going to give you another times table challenge if you've got the Year 1 booklet. I would like you to choose one of these challenges to do. So you either need to count in 2s, count in 5s, or count in your 10s. And then send me a video. So I'm not going to do it with you today. You can use your 100 square to help you. If you count in 2s, you jump 2 each time. If you count in 5s, you count 5 each time. And if you count in 10s, you count 10 each time. So send me a video of you saying your times tables as far as you can, either in your 2s, 5s or 10s, okay? And that'll be a very special mention tomorrow. Can't wait to see who does that, okay? So get going, off you go, do your warm up, pause the video, then come back to me. Okay, so if you've got the Year 1 booklet, your learning question for today is, can I continue to divide? So I'd like you to have a little think now about what the word divide means. Think what you did yesterday. What did you have to do with your objects? You had to share them equally. Let's see if you got it right. Dividing means to share into equal groups. So the word share and the word equal is really important when we're doing division. So we're going to have a look at the first question on my board together. And I'd like you to either get your whiteboard and draw the same objects as me, or use real objects from your home. So yesterday, Fern used pasta. Ryan used cards. Okay, William used his cars. Lots of different things. Whatever you would like to use at home, go and get them and bring them back to the video so you can join in with my teaching, okay, before you do your activity. So our first question today is, how many groups of 3 stickers are there? So how many? So we know we've got to do some counting. And then we've got to find groups of 3. So in each group we need to have 3 stickers. How many groups of 3 stickers are there? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stickers to start with. I need to put them into 2 equal groups. How many do we have to have in each group? Can you remember? 3. So I'm going to draw a circle around 3 stickers. and there's my first group. And now I'm going to draw a circle or a square around my other group. I have now grouped my stickers, and how many are in each group? 3, so we know we've done the question correctly. How many groups have I got? Well done if you said 2, and our answer just goes there at the end. So we have shared 6 stickers into 2 groups, and there are 3 in each group. And that is how we start to think about a sum. So well done if you kept up with me then. We're going to look at it in a little different way now. So we've done lots of grouping with objects. We're now going to think about a number line, and we're very familiar with the number line now. So if you've got 100 square in your pack, go and get it for me now because you might need it. And if you haven't got 100 square, you can draw a number line similar to me, okay? So our question is, how many groups of 5 in 20? So groups of 5. So we know we need to have 5 in each group, and it's asking us how many groups of 5 in 20. But we've got to use a number line to help us, so that looks a bit tricky, doesn't it? But it isn't. I'm going to show you how now. So we need to find out how many groups of 5 there are. So I need to start at 0, and I'm going to jump from 0 all the way to 5, because there are 5 jumps in my group. Okay, so 1 jump is the same as 1 group, and there are 5 little jumps in my group. It's the same as having 5 stickers in a circle. We've got 5 jumps in a big jump, okay? So that's 1 jump. I'm then going to jump another 5 all the way to 10. Now if you did your mental starter counting in 5s, you should be able to count in 5s. So that's a really good starting point. So I've got my first group of 5, my second group of 5, so I need to do another group of 5 because I've got to get all the way to 20. And then my last jump, my last group, takes me to 20. So how many groups have I got? Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 groups of 5 in 20. So I'd like you to now count 20 objects, 20 pieces of pasta, or buttons, or cars, or little toys, anything you would like. Count 20 for me and share them into equal groups and see if you've got 5 in each group and how many groups you've got. And I hope you will have 4 groups. Send me a photograph to see if it works, because that is the answer to our question, and we've used a number line. Now, let's look at our next question, okay? Same again, but we're going to start thinking about putting it into a sum. So again, read the question carefully. How many groups of 2 this time? How many groups of 2 in 20? So again, we need to start at 0. And this time, our jumps need to be in 2s. Each group needs to be a jump of 2. So if you chose to do a 2 times table for your warm-up, this will help you. So I'm going to go 2 jumps each time, all the way to 20. So you can do this now on your 100 square. Start at 0 and jump all the way to 20 in groups of 2. So in each jump there should be 2 numbers, okay? So once we've done that, all we've got to do now is count how many jumps we've got. It's the same as a group. So if it helps you, think about groups instead of jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Check your number line. Have you got 10 jumps from 0 to 20 with groups of 2 in each one? Okay? If so, you've done it correctly. So there are 10 groups of 2 in 20. So now we're going to put it into our sum. And when we do a sum, all we're doing is pulling out the numbers and putting them together. So the important part is the symbol in maths. Can you remember what the division symbol looks like? It is a dot with a line with a dot underneath, okay? And then we need to put in our equals sign. And then we've got to pull out the numbers and put it into our sum. So when we divide, we always start with the biggest number. We were looking at numbers to 20. So we had 20 to start with. So that's going to be the first number in my box. 20 divided by how many? Okay, 20 divided by 2, because we had 2 in each group. So we had 20, we've shared them into groups of 2. And how many did we have? How many groups of 2 make 20? Well done if you remembered, and it was 10. Okay, so it's a little bit trickier with our number line, but it is the same concept as sharing with objects. So if we read this sum again, 20 divided by 2 equals 10. And all that means is 20 shared into groups of 2 equals 10. So again, get 20 objects, put them all into groups of 2, and then count how many groups you've got. You should have 10. Let me know, send me a photograph or a video so we can see. Okay, now our last activity together before you do your learning is we're going to use the number line to fill in the blanks. So it's the same as what we've just done, but this time it's not telling us how many groups we've got to jump in. We've got to figure it out from looking at the number line. So how many objects, how many numbers have we got all together in our number line? 10. So that is our starting number. So 10 divided by how many jumps? How many jumps is in a group? So how many jumps in a group? 2. Well done. 10 divided by 2 equals, how many jumps can we see? 5. So we've got 10 and we've shared them into groups of 2. How many groups have we got all together? We have got 5, and it's the same on a number line, okay? So in this group here, we've gone 2 jumps, 2 jumps, 2 jumps. So that's how we know how many we've shared it by, okay? Equals 5. That is quite tricky, but practice will make perfect, okay? With your division. So for your activity today, I'd like you to go to page 19 in your workbook, if you've got the Year 1 book, and you're doing question 1, question 2 and question 3. I'm just going to show it to you under the visualiser to make sure we are all on the right page, because it's getting a little bit trickier now, so it's important we're doing the right learning. Page 19, okay? Question 1, 2 and 3. So you need to read the question, okay? Read it carefully, and then you need to do the working out in your workbook and send me a photograph or a video of your answers. So question 1, how many groups of 4 in those carrots? Question 2, how many groups of 2 are in 10? So you need to jump groups of 2 all the way to 10. How many? Question 3, you've got to look at the number line and fill in the division sums. So it is quite challenging today, lots to think about, but when we divide, we are sharing equally. So we've done it with objects, we're just doing it on a number line today, but use your objects to help you if you find it tricky with the number line. Ask your grown-up to send me an email if you're struggling and I can help you. Okay, so well done, off you go, and get in touch with me and we'll see how well we do. Okay, well done Year 1, and I'll see you again tomorrow.